Okay. Wouldn't that suck? It's not letting people hop on and it's not letting me record. But I found it. So now that we're finally on, the Zoom today, it's very, very short, literally short, sweet, to the point. I literally just want to tell you guys like the 3 things that I do anytime I take a day off. All right, let me see. She sent me a screenshot. I'm not sure what she's. I have no idea. I think everyone else got on with the password. Well, I don't know. 2 people didn't, so I'm not sure. But 3 things to do on your day off if you don't want to basically feel like you're starting over the next day. And honestly, you're putting yourself behind if you don't do these 3 things, because you need to be showing people the blue side of the business, which literally is happening on our days off. And I'm not saying day off like you take a day off and you just watch Netflix all day, although you could do that. But you kind of got to ask yourself, whatever you're doing on your day off, is it filling your cup or are you just wasting time? Now, if honestly sitting and watching Netflix the whole time fills your cup and like you're motivated and ready to go the next day, do that. Most of us, though, that's not what like a fun day off consists of. I know it's not for me. I need to go and do something and enjoy my family and feel like I'm not stuck at my house 24/7. So I don't know. I'm sure it's different for everybody, but I'm going to go through and show you what I did. I took 3 days off this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Basically, Sunday was off. I came home and worked a little bit, but I don't suggest taking 3 days a week off. However, I would suggest taking 1 day a week if you earn it, meaning the other 5 days or other 6 days, like you get your list done 3 or 4 times like you are working. If not, I probably wouldn't take 1 a week. I might take 1 every couple weeks or whatever, but do a shopping day or go out to the lake or whatever there is to do where you're at and whatever you enjoy. But the first thing that you want to do on your day off is you want to tell a story. So I'm going to flip over and show you my stories from when we were at the lake and just kind of show you how easy it is to integrate into this. Because the only thing I did consistently while I was gone was post. And I will say I didn't post in my stories every hour. Now it looks like it. I still posted like 7 or 8 times, but it was basically twice a day. I would just get on and put a whole bunch of like story slides in. You don't need to do, you don't have to be so concise with it where you feel like you're on your phone all day trying to get your stories up. Let's see. So I'm just going to scroll. Why is it not letting me go any further? Well, on my phone, it lets me go the entire way. Oh. Okay. Come on. So, where did we start? All right. Okay, there we go. I was like, this is not looking like it's supposed to look. So I was, yeah, okay. So I started with sitting at the house and literally just talked about, you know, the business a little bit. I put that on my stories. So that was before we actually left. Then we left Thursday night. So I literally just posted, you know, picture of the car being packed. So, you know, post packing your suitcase or, you know, printing a ticket or whatever you're doing for whatever you're about to go do. And then I talked about snagging some lake weather just in time. And then again, I threw up. Now, I made all of these graphics that you're going to see about the business before I left. So I didn't have to actually sit and work. I just had to throw them in between the stuff we were doing. So I threw up a poll. I didn't message it that night. All I did was throw it up. So when I come back, I have people to message. So I'm not starting from scratch because I didn't do anything for 3 days. And then I talked about, I just put a quote in there. Don't wait, make memories today, celebrate your life. And then my kid, like, she literally was singing at the top of her lungs. You can't hear it because the windows are down, but you can see it. Look at her little face. And then she sees me recording her. So that was the end of Thursday. And then, these are so backwards. Let me find the first one I did of Friday. I think it's that one. Yeah. So then Friday, the first one I picked was a picture of her in the lake, and I put hashtag adulting, and I directed them to a new post, which I'll talk about posts in a minute. Then I go through and I put a quote about, the best view comes after the hardest climb. And then I went ahead and expanded onto it and made it about the business. The first 2 years of building the business were hard, but the result was so worth it. And then talking about enjoying the quiet time while the girls grab pumpkins. Then I showed a picture of the girls in their pumpkins. Put a picture of us decorating the golf cart. Then I talked about how the golf cart was cute. Now, let me tell y'all a little secret. I recorded this video before we ever started the golf cart because I knew I was going to want to put it in the stories. So literally, I sat on the deck. This was before we even went down to the beach that morning. Sat on the deck, did 2 60-second videos because I knew I was going to put them up later. So some of it does take a little bit of planning. Just think in your head, what do I want the story to look like today? But I didn't post them until after the golf cart, and I knew that. That's why I started out saying the golf cart turned out so cute.
2 lanes.
Then I talked about, having the relaxing view and how we have the systems in place to where you don't have to be on your phone 24/7 and that we're taking applications. And that was it. Like, I literally just I threw the business in there. And then, so that was on Friday. Saturday, I pulled this up and I said, I put up a few ads Thursday morning, left for the lake house Thursday night, had these waiting in my inbox Friday. It's that simple. Work harder, not smarter. So these are where it's when you can go tell people to message you instead of you messaging them. You can get pictures like this to where they're genuine. They're pictures of people messaging you for info on whatever product you're putting host to post out for. Then I went ahead and threw the poll in there. Have you ever thought about making money from social media? Boom. Then I talked about how last night we ended with a movie at an old-fashioned drive-in. Put a question there. Can you guess what movie we watched? A little boomerang. Talked about how the golf cart turned out awesome, and then I put new posts so they can go see it. And then talked about how we were celebrating Halloween, even though reality it's not for 4 more weeks. But it was Halloween for us, and that's okay. And actually, yeah, that was on Saturday. And then yesterday was Sunday. So Sunday is the day that we drove home, but we stayed and had some fun first. So I started with this cool little skeleton playing the banjo. And then I talked about how trick-or-treating last night was a blast. Ended with a golf cart parade, hours of laughter with good friends around the fire. And then I put a quote, one day your life will flash before your eyes, make sure it's worth watching. From there, I was like, well, I could turn this into a business post real easy. So I went and grabbed some old pictures of Glory, just kind of told my story. And you want to be real careful when you are talking about staying at home and being a stay-at-home mom that you're not mom shaming, but you're still pulling on the heartstrings. There's definitely a fine line between the two, and you will definitely make some people mad. Even doing it this way, I still make some people mad, but a lot less, a lot less than when I used to be a little more blunt. So I just said it wasn't always like this. I used to wake this beauty up at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday, ship her off to daycare so I could go to work. I was so ignorant about network marketing that I let someone else raise my kid for 6 months because I was too good to give it a try. Then I made sure and put in there, like, this isn't for everybody, and that's okay. But then I chose to put her first, and I explained that because I don't want people to think that if they aren't a stay-at-home mom, they're not putting their kids first. So I explained it, that being a work-from-home mom isn't for everyone, but when God calls you to do it and you ignore it, then you are putting your needs before your child. And I 1,000% agree with that. Plain and simple, again, full-time mom life is not for everyone, but it was for me, and I was running from it. So again, I'm talking to the mom that this is for her. She knows she should be at home with her kids, but she isn't doing it. And then a few years later, and a lot of hard work, and we're finally living life on our own terms. Again, full-time mom life may not be for you, and that's fine. Not everyone is looking for this. Who I'm talking to is the mom who does want this and all the chaos that comes with it. Because it is chaos. Like, it's not a walk in the park to be home with your kids all day. It is possible. You can do this. I already believe in you. Now you just have to believe in yourself enough to put the work in and make it happen. And then I added a poll. And then I talked about, can't think of a better way to start the day, about to head to church. Put a couple pictures of us playing this little game. And then talked about how there's no gym at the campground. So we took a lot of walks, which, boom, I lost a pound while we were there. And I had some Amish cookies, or not cookies, cinnamon rolls and crap. So the extra few walks worked. And I took my greens every day. And there's the cinnamon roll. There we go. Talked about the cinnamon roll, and then I led that right into the product of talking about the greens, because I honestly did take the greens while I was there. That was one thing I made sure I took, because I didn't want to feel bloated and nasty after having 3 days of a little bit more lenient food than what I've been doing. And then I talked about what they did. Boom, threw a poll in there. Then April shared this in her stories. I stole it and shared it in mine. She's on our team. I don't know who she is, but she's on our team. Then I talked about friends and family, played Monopoly at the end, had a marshmallow fight. She fell asleep on the way home. And then that leads us into today, which led us into last night. We came home and we did a workout, talked about how time and health are two precious assets we don't recognize until they've been depleted. And then she was back to sleep. This morning, back to normal life, got my work done for the day, doing my schedule. I always put little quotes and stuff I get from different books, did another workout, and then boom, we do a post-workout shake. So why not talk about it? And that led it to a story. So at least somebody on here, you just saw that and you're like, dang, you on your phone the whole time posting stories. No, let me tell you a trick. Take pictures of everything. As moms, we do that anyways. Most of y'all can't say you don't take pictures all the time when you're out doing stuff with your kids. I don't post them until I have time to sit down. Like, some of those stories were posted like 5 pictures right in a row with the story written on it, even though it's stuff that happened hours earlier. Some of this stuff happened the night before, but we were having so much fun I didn't get on my phone. So the next morning I just ended up the day in the story while everyone else was still sleeping, or I was literally like laying in bed before I got up. And then it's showing people all the fun that we're having while we're there. And I would say maybe 30 minutes a day on my phone, minus randomly, taking the pictures and crap. I didn't actually sit down and work much. There was one time I do vaguely remember I went down and sat by the lake and drank my coffee, and I think I returned some messages. Didn't have a notebook or anything with me. I literally just opened and returned a few messages. I think I sat down at the table with Brett one time and did the same thing. Like, if we had pockets of time where nothing was happening, that's what I did. I just returned some messages, and I still wasn't caught up when I got home. And I told people, like, oh, sorry for some of y'all I told. I was like, sorry for the late reply. Like, we're at a friend's lake house for the weekend. I'm not on my phone much. One person got mad at me and blocked me. And you know what? I don't care. Like, I'm not going to be at your beck and call. Like, that's not what this business is about. She was talking to me about becoming a distributor, and she's like, why would I want to join with somebody who can't even return my messages? I was like, okay. Like, if you're going to act like that when you're not even on my team, when you get on my team, you're going to think that you own me. No thanks. Like, I'm not doing that. So if you get someone mad at you, they weren't meant to be on your team. They weren't meant to be in your organization. You know, they weren't meant to host a post for you, whatever. So that's all that I did for stories. Does anyone have any questions when it comes to the actual stories of, you know, anything when it come to the stories part of it? I don't think so. If you do, unmute and ask or put it in the chat. It literally is pretty easy though. You're literally just showing a play-by-play. What are you doing? Why are you having fun? The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure you put up a business post on your day off or the next morning about your day off. Like I said, if you're not on your phone, that's fine. So I'm going to flip my screen. I'm going to show you a couple little tricks. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I save other people's stories because I don't always have inspiration, especially not when I'm out having fun. So I have in my little collections one called Post Ideas. All I have to do is scroll down, click on one. This was one of mine from a year ago. Nah, that doesn't fit what I'm feeling today. Okay, click on the next one. Nah, that doesn't fit what I'm feeling today. And I literally just click down until whatever kind of feeling I'm having, one clicks with it and I can modify it. So I'm going to show you. This is one that I had saved. It's one of April's. Moments like this really make you stop and reflect. Drew and I were talking this morning, blah, 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 life's never been better. You'll notice moments like this really make you stop and reflect. Brett and I have talked several times, blah, 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 the end, life's never been better. We're so happy for the next phase. I literally took her post and put it to what I was doing because that's the emotions I was feeling during that time. So what I do is once a week, I let myself scroll, and there's a couple people I always get posts from. April's one of them, and I know she doesn't care. She would tell you, well, you could copy word for word if you wanted to. I wouldn't suggest it because it's not you. It's not your life. But let's say that's not one I would use. That's a funny one, but not one I would use. Okay, let's just pretend this would be one I would use. You click the three dots in the top right-hand corner, save post. Then you click the banner at the bottom that says saved if it doesn't automatically prompt you. Depends on your device. I see it right up here. Click the three dots again, add to collection, post ideas. Now it's saved to my post ideas. Another person that I get a bunch of post ideas from is Ashley Mayfield. She has really good business posts. So same thing, I would just scroll down, be like, oh, I like that one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save it to my collections. And I would just scroll down to her page a little bit, save a few posts. One thing I love to do, because it keeps me out of just the same people over and over, is if you go over to Pam Souter's page, not her business page, but her regular page, which, is it this one? Nope, that's her business page. That one. If you go to, okay, the Monday night money calls. Well, this one tells you, okay, her guests aren't tagged. Usually they're tagged. So let's go down to the money call. Here, they're tagged. So I'm going to go to all these people's pages, scroll down, save a few posts because everybody has a different story and you never know what is going to resonate with you. Or if they have their own story, this one doesn't. Sometimes they'll have their own story and I'll actually save it to my other collection just called stories that I'll go through and share someone else's stories. So again, I'm not going to save these right now because it takes a minute, but I'm going to go to all these people because I didn't do this last week. I had kids over and I just didn't do it. So you're going to get some inspiration. You may not need it right now. That's okay. You're going to save it to your collection. So when you do need it, you've got ammunition, so to speak. So I'm going to show you the post that I put up while we were on the little vacation. The first one was this one. It was a very blatant business post. If you take a day off and go do something fun, you want to do a very blatant business post. Now, you're not going to talk about the money. You're going to talk about the freedom. I didn't talk about the money at all with this. I talked about the freedom of being able to pick up and go to the lake when we wanted to. You could have started yesterday, not made a dime with this yet, and you can talk about the freedom, because that's exactly what this business is going to give you. Then I just did a post about the fun things that we did. Then I did a post about a gorgeous place to celebrate my birthday, because it happened to be my birthday on Saturday. So I literally, for me, would not have picked a better place to go. Then I put a post up about her trick-or-treating. Post up about friends, the birthday one. And then today I did one about the product, about the greens. And same thing, I just work them into my life, guys. Let's see. Okay. So take pictures while you're gone, and then make it a point to put them in a story form. Throw the business, throw the products in there, put polls in there so you have somebody to message when you get back. And then make sure you post at least one business post. So if you have not been saving other people's stories, or not their stories, but other people's posts, start saving them now. Because like I said, when I knew I wanted to put a business post up, I took a picture of Glory, had the pretty scenery. I had no idea what I wanted to say. So I started scrolling through my post ideas. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. I can manipulate that to fit what I'm doing. Otherwise, it would have taken me an hour to figure out what to say. And I'm not doing that on my vacation. And again, not really vacation. We were out of town for 3 days, but I'm not doing that on my day off. I'm not sitting and working. That's the point of taking a day off. And then number 3 is have fun. Put your phone down and have fun. The stories and the posting, I know it took me quite a while to like explain it to y'all, but it really takes 30 minutes out of your day. And that's not even like a one chunk time. You just, as you're doing it, adds up to about 30 minutes. I didn't message anybody. I didn't friend request. I didn't follow. I didn't interact. I literally just made sure I was still present on social media without working. So that's all I have tonight. Literally, it was just, one, it's important to take days off. Like, take days off, go shopping, go have fun. You don't have to be glued to your phone 24/7. It actually helps your business to take a day off and show people how much fun you're having on that day off. Because if all you're ever showing them is sitting and working 24/7, even when I am sitting and working, on the days that I'm hitting it hard, I still make my life look way more interesting than it actually is. Like, I'll take pictures of my workout. I'll talk about how I incorporate my kid. I'm about to take a picture of I was watching The Nightmare Before Christmas as I'm sending some coffee samples out, because like, it's not Halloween without that movie. And Halloween in my house, really just me, because Brett doesn't even like Halloween, is from September 1st to October 31st. Then Christmas is from November 1st to December 25th. And then, like, we're on to regular life. I skip Thanksgiving completely because I'm grateful every single day. Like, I practice active gratitude. Why do I need a day for Thanksgiving? That's how I look at it. Thanksgiving is just a bunch of bad food that I'm not supposed to eat anyways, and a day to reflect on being thankful, which we should be doing that daily. So I don't feel guilty about just celebrating Christmas on November 1st. But you do you. If you feel guilty, that's okay. Brett hates it. Brett doesn't think I should start listening to Christmas music till the day after Thanksgiving. And I used to be like that. I used to be a Grinch too. And then, like, Jesus got a hold of me and put the spirit of Christmas in my life. So now I listen to Christmas music. I'm surprised I ain't listening to it right now. I almost watched a Christmas Hallmark movie today, and I had to make myself wait until November 1st for that. You can't have 6 months at Christmas, I don't think. I think that's a little overkill. So any questions on any of that? Janice, you're cracking up.
I'm loving it, Tanya. Oh.
I mean, who doesn't love everything about Christmas?
I'm right.
All right, I'm going to stop recording this, and then how do I stop this?